Today I want to talk about a guy that I have always been very high on, and I believed he was drafted to be a successor of a player on this team. Going into year 3, now having only played 98 games, this man, as you tell by the title, Onyeka Okongwu, I expect to be great. Okay, Onyeka Okongwu this past season was, in my opinion, a guy that right now, if you look at him, he has a career 110.5, but there was at times that my man Aaron Barton, shout out to him, he had a better defensive rating than Draymond Green. And he had 12 minutes a night his rookie season, 20 last year. And he's a guy who's missed time because of personal reasons and injuries in his first 2 seasons. But it's always been, he's a guy that as long as he can get those fouls down and be able to play in the fourth quarter, I think the sky's the limit. He's a goddamn good shot blocker. He's a guy who can switch onto the perimeter, he's shown, and he's a very willing rebounder. And at the very least, I think he can become a player similar to Bam Adebayo. But I think offensively, he's shown flashes of becoming a player who's better than Bam Adebayo offensively. And I say that because if you look back in college, he was a guy who was dropping, 16 and 8, almost 16 and 9, okay, with like 2.7 blocks and 1.2 steals. And I know that's college stats. And that's not a great indicator to look at a guy and how he'll go to the NBA. But he's a guy that every time he steps onto the floor, he's a vortex. And I've always thought that when they drafted Bam Adebayo, it's because they eventually thought he would succeed Clint Capella. And I really do believe that if they don't move Clint Capella during the deadline this year, Capella's probably going to get traded in the offseason, just because I feel like they rather have Okongwu, who's more versatile and switchable on defense, than Capella. Even though Capella's great, I just think at the very least, Onyeka Okongwu, his floor is being, doing the same stuff that, Capella's doing, but better. Okay, and like I said, a similar player to Bam Adebayo, which is what they would want, the Hawks at the very least. But offensively, I think he shows flashes of being a guy who's way versatile. And this is a guy who's literally shot over 65% for his career in the field. And I know it's just inside the paint within 5 feet of the basket, but still he does it at a very high level. And it's not even that, he's a good off-ball player. He knows how to cut. He knows how to set screens. He knows how to set screens for his players who are off-ball, which will lead for his teammates to get catch-and-shoot scenarios. Okay? And also he knows how to roll. And this is something that I've always thought was interesting. Is like, I think Onyeka Okongwu, when you look at him, the other thing is Onyeka Okongwu was a way better scorer than Bam Adebayo in college. And basically in all stats, Onyeka Okongwu was a better player in college than Bam Adebayo, which in my opinion shows that Onyeka Okongwu is a way better player than Bam, has the potential to be way better than Bam Adebayo. And in college, Bam Adebayo coming out of college and Onyeka Okongwu coming out of college, I think Okongwu came out, way better. It's just he's had some, patches in the road in terms of development because he's had to miss some time. But I truly do believe that Okongwu is perfect for catching lobs from either Murray or Trae Young, and then playing off guys like Bogdanovic, John Collins. And I just love the idea of a switchable front court with John Collins, DeAndre Hunter, and Onyeka Okongwu, because those 3 guys can go onto the perimeter. And you can't do that with Clint. And when you look at Clint, so technically you have Onyeka Okongwu still for 3 more seasons if you count his qualifying offer, while you look at Clint Capella. And I say this, so Clint Capella right here, he had originally signed a 2-year extension that had kept him under contract till 2024 to 2025. Interesting that they did that. But what that does is it sets up an interesting paradox, because this season, 2023, is the last year of the original deal that I believe he signed with the Rockets. So next year would be Onyeka Okongwu's 4th year. And his 5th year, if he was brought back on a qualifying offer, would be Okongwu's last possible year, which is also Clint Capella's last year, 2024 to 2025, which means the highest value, plus he'll be 30. So plus the highest value you would have in trading Clint Capella is this offseason because he would have 2 years left. He wouldn't be a rental for a team because a team would have the opportunity to extend him, and I believe they'd also get his bird rights. So this upcoming offseason is the highest value. If Clint Capella has a similar season that he had the year before this past season, would be the highest value Clint Capella would have in his career, which would first motivate the Hawks to trade him and replace him with Onyeka Okongwu, who they have under contract for 2 more years. I don't know. Do you guys agree with that? Am I just thinking outside the box right here? Because I really think Onyeka Okongwu is a guy who could be an all-defensive team member easily. I don't know why anybody would think otherwise, but yeah, I really do believe that he's a guy that screams all-NBA defensive team member. He's just that dominant defensively. Again, I do believe that he could be a better player than Bam Adebayo. No cap. And I think Bam Adebayo wasn't a bad comparison. I think that's good. Nobody's talking about that, so fuck you. If you think of it. I'm kidding. 20% of you guys watch to the end of the videos, and I'm amazed by that, and I thank every single one of you. I love you. Like and subscribe. Go check out the NBA show. We're daily, and we're moving to a new time. We're right now at 9:30, but we'll be at 5 p.m. next week. So